Well, man, we're back at it, yo. It is your man Technish, and also with my man's Retro Mod Rob, right? And I said it right the first time, yo.
All right, you're killing it every time now.
Yo, I be saying it like back and forth to myself just to be careful. So I like, yo, don't mess up. Don't mess up. Alright. But yeah, Rob, yo, we're back again, and we're just checking in before we get into our topic and everything like that. Yup. I got my mug now too because Rob has fly mugs, man, and I needed to break something out. Yo, I got the Han Solo Lando.
It's from my daughter Natalia. She got that for Christmas. Love it.
Yeah, yo. Earlier on, let me tell y'all, right? Earlier on, Rob thought that, see, this is Lando's, like, blaster pistol and everything. He thought that, I'm not Lando. What am I saying? Han Solo's blaster pistol, he was saying it was Lando's flute. And I was like, where did he get the flute from? And then Rob was like, at Mos Eisley Bar. And I was like, yeah, that makes sense.
Takes what he wants, man.
Yeah, yo. That jazz music, yo, jazz hands. But yo, how you been, man? How's the weather out there in Alaska, yo?
Well, it was finally thawing out a little bit. We were getting in the mid-40s, which is actually warm for us.
Okay.
But now we woke up to about an inch of snow today. So.
Got an inch of snow? Okay. I mean,
yeah, but yeah, small battle.
That qualifies as a dusting, right?
Yeah, and it was a dusting. So, but I'm ready for the stuff to melt. Like my whole driveway just like looks like the bowling alley with the bumpers. So like, when I back my car out, I'm just like trying to.
Oh, so you did that? Yeah. You have like barriers. That's how much snow y'all got.
Yeah,
right?
There's nowhere else to put it. Wow. It just goes up. So,
oh man.
Yeah.
Yeah, yo. Weather's been good here in Boston right now. I'll talk the immediate 3 days because they talk about Boston or New England is if you don't like the weather, just wait 5 minutes and it'll just change and everything. It's been moderate, but then yesterday, Friday, which is today, is April 1st because today's the 2nd. It was dumb warm outside, but it was raining and stuff like that. But it was still cool because I didn't have to wear my winter coat and everything. Lo and behold, this morning, Saturday, April 2nd, it's 40 degrees, but the wind is howling. So it feels like 30 outside. I want to try to walk my dog. And then I was walking my dog. I was like, yo, Renji, man, it's going to be really quick. It's going to be really quick. I really thought that it was going to be 40 out here, but I guess it doesn't feel like that. But boom.
Yeah, that's the worst. The wind.
Oh, the wind is howling and everything like that. So and how the kids, because I teach a bunch of kids, but Rob actually has biological children that is attached to him and stuff. That's a joke, y'all. That's just a joke. How they doing?
No, they're good. Good, yeah. They're just busy. My two boys are in a play in town that just opened up last night. So, so they do They do some theater. My other son's about to start football. So he's in conditioning right now.
Okay.
And then my daughter just keeps me running ragged. She's got a lot of events with gymnastics and just Lyra silks and. Plus she's just a huge ball of energy, so she's like my sidekick when it comes to playing games.
Yeah.
So yeah.
That's dope.
We've been playing a lot of Lego Harry Potter.
Oh, and you know what's coming out this month, right?
Oh yeah, the Star Wars, right?
Yeah.
The entire
the Skywalker saga. Oh,
yeah.
I can't wait to play that, yo. Oh my goodness.
I'm a big Lego fan myself. That's why I pranked people on the page yesterday, which you got, I think, for the Lego Halo.
Yeah.
I don't think a lot of people.
I don't know. That's an old school one because that's from a magazine.
Right.
That's from a magazine.
I remember Electric Gaming Monthly.
Right, EMG. Yep.
And so I thought I will pull this one out of the past to see, who's paying attention. But I think it just kind of went over a lot of people, or people thought maybe I was just dumb. I don't know. Yeah.
I realized that right off the bat, and I commented.
Yeah, and I didn't want to comment on yours
because
you were like, "What system?" Like, and it looks like it could be the Switch. And I was like, "All right, man." Yeah, but I made a post this morning about trying to explain that was my first attempt at an April Fool's joke on my page.
That was good. No, that was awesome, and you probably caught some people too. They were probably Googling that. I was like, Halo Legos and everything like that. Nah, bro.
Yeah.
Nah, bro.
We'll see next year. Maybe I'll get something better.
I mean, I'm a teacher, and I prank my students with like a pop quiz. But then I posted it. We have Google Classroom where we, like, during the pandemic, and even now we're still using it to be able to post assignments, like students that might be like out and everything like that. So I posted, I was like, oh yeah, we're gonna have a quiz on the food web because we've been working on that. And then what I ended up doing was posting the link, and it went to I rickrolled them. You know the rickroll?
The link sent them to that video? Oh my god.
I rickrolled them. Oh my god. So I'm just like, Mr. B, come on. And I dumped this on the floor in the classroom dying.
Yeah, the worst thing they could see for that era of dancing and music at the same time.
But it's so awesome still. I don't even care. I don't even care. But before we get into our topics, we're gonna take care of the stuff that we usually talk a lot about is what are we currently playing right now? Like, what are we currently playing? What are we feeling, It might be the same, it might be different. It doesn't even matter. But what are we currently playing? Rob, what are we doing, yo?
Well, I'll keep it short because I stumble upon something almost daily, and then I get pulled in.
Yeah.
So recently, Half-Life 2. That one I just played for the first time ever.
Y'all, right? Y'all, telling you.
Yeah, and I thought it was gonna be usually when I try out a game, I try it out for about 20 minutes or so, and then I just I get some pictures and I'll post some stuff on my page. It's kind of hey, check this out, I've never seen. But it turned into 5 hours. I just couldn't stop playing it. I was just immensely, trying to figure out these puzzles and just how to get out of it, because it's not just you go through and you shoot your way out of something and then that's the end of the level. You got to figure out, you get stuck, and after you've eliminated the threat in the area, then you have to figure out how to get out of certain areas. That which to me was probably the best part.
Very ingenious physics puzzles that are in there.
Yeah.
Very ingenious.
You have to move items.
You literally got to move items. There's I think I remember there was a part where there's a plank, seesaw, you know what I mean? And then you needed to chapter 3, all right? And you need to load stuff on that side to keep that plank up so you can jump up to the next level. Remember that?
Yeah, with cinder blocks. That one I got right away because I was I bet, right? But the other one, there's another one where you're on that jet ski type vehicle to get out of the canal routes.
Right.
And there's that ramp, and I was like, I can't get over this ramp. And so I spent I feel embarrassed to say this, but it had to have been an hour and a half going around this tunnel.
Don't matter. We all learn things at different paces, dog.
Yeah,
trust me.
Getting back on the vehicle, backing up, driving back the other way. Finally realized you had to put the blue barrels underneath in the water, underneath the ramp part to push it up.
Yup.
The air pushes it up with the barrels.
So to give you the necessary lift to get over that spot.
And then I cleared that, and then I went to an area where just all hell broke loose.
And the story's dope too. The story.
It is. It's really, and it's because I don't know what's going on. That's what's so great about it. So I'm just getting bits and pieces. I was on a train, and I got dropped off in this weird world, and now I'm just trying to figure my way out. And then you meet those scientists, and then the teleporter, and that failed, and yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
So that, and then I'm playing Burnout Revenge.
Oh my god! Taking my glasses off.
I cannot stop playing Burnout Revenge.
Oh my gosh! Which version? The 360 version?
No, I'm stuck in OG Xbox. I've become obsessed with. I've got it modded to where I can do the digital output at its highest. Well, for that game, so there's probably like 25 games or so, maybe more. But I know 25 for sure. That the Xbox from 2001 can output 720p, and that's one of those games. And it also had the Dolby sound on it, so it sounds and looks amazing, especially with the way I've modded the system so that for the modern TV. And so I can't stop playing it because the music is fantastic, the graphics are fantastic. This is a 20-something-year-old system, and it just does not stop blowing me away.
The music in that game is amazing too, so much that it's like like I have like on my Spotify, I got like your repeats and stuff. A bunch of those songs are on my Spotify.
Yeah,
like, those songs are crazy.
I showed it to my son and my middle son, and he was like, he couldn't believe that these are 20-something-year-old graphics. You know what I mean? And
they're running so smooth.
Oh, yeah, it looks fantastic.
Awesome.
So that's what I'm in right now. Plus, also one more, which you and I have been talking about, is Guardians for the Xbox.
And that's where we come back to me right now. Okay. I am gonna mention Guardians of the Galaxy later on. So I'm just gonna say I am playing that, but I'll go more in depth in it. But before I started playing Guardians of the Galaxy, because I bought the collector's edition. It has like the art book and everything like that. But for some reason I didn't get into it. But now I'm back into it. But I'll explain later. But a game that I'm really playing right now is Dying Light 2. Oh, yo, Dying Light 2. So
you got me on that too.
Yeah, Dying Light 2 is amazing. So like, if you haven't played Dying Light, the first one, it doesn't matter for the second one. No, it doesn't matter. The stories don't interconnect. In terms of the game mechanics, yeah, that does, but they don't connect. So basically, I've been playing that game because it's like what happened in the first one is like 15 years later and everything like that. And you're in some kind of like weird European town, and the place is split up in factions and stuff. But the zombie infection has proliferated into not just like zombies and then special types. There's other special types that are running around. You gotta maintain resources. You have to help people and everything. And I think the biggest draw with the game is that maybe the names of the characters are really generic because they're like Joes and Sarahs and stuff. But despite the name, the storyline is really cool, and there are some really tough choices that happen. Like, I can tell you one choice that was really bugged me out is that there's a guy who was selling water in like one of the sanctuaries, right? And the water's poisoned. So meanwhile, I have to find some hunter guy that's out there that's just getting like materials for the sanctuary, but he's about to drink this poison water. So I end up finding him, and it's just like a really emotional scene that happens. And I eventually find the water purifier, right? So this is what this guy does, right? This guy's like, yeah, I'm purifying water, and then the other night a zombie fell into the water, and I killed it. Right? Yeah, I killed it, and I dragged it out. But I didn't wanna do anything with water. Like, he said that, I'm going to take the water and stash it in places because people are trying to steal it and stuff like that. I'm like, what? Like, the water's polluted, and and you're setting it out for people to get because they're stealing your water and you want to limit. What? What are you talking about? So then, blah, blah, we're talking, and then, like, yeah, and the story for that guy. So every time, like, I log in to play, I just feel like there's infinite possibilities to play. And then, like, I could be like, all right, I'm on this mission. And they're not long. They're about, like, 15, 20 minutes at the most. And, that works out great after, a long day teaching and everything like that. So, yeah, I mean, Dying Light 2, bro, y'all. Like, that's
it's really good. I can't play it at night, though.
And then,
dude, I'm the biggest coward at night when it comes to those kind of games, man. I literally, I'm just on edge.
And they make you go out more at night now versus versus the first one. They make you go outside more often because the places that you gotta raid at nighttime, the zombies go outside because they're photosensitive to the light and everything. So at night they're out, so you can go into those spots. There's still zombies there. It's just that there's not a lot of like special types that are floating in there. But it's rough. It's still rough going in there. Like, there's plenty of times I had to fight my way out at night, and I'm just parkouring.
Yeah, I know.
Right? To get to the safe spot, dog, man, it's crazy. Well, yeah, man.
Because you can get on buildings and whatever, and that's what I do, man. I'll be out in the middle, like, it's dark, and all of a sudden I'll see like 2 zombies. I'm like, nope, on the building.
On the building.
I'm already on top of a shed.
I'm so off this. I'm gone.
But it's good. It's a good game.
Yeah, yo. And I guess that can segue us into our topic for our podcast, yo. Is gaming and mental health. So I was talking to you, Rob, about this. I heard it on the podcast, and then I read some stuff about it and how like gaming and like mental health are really like coming up in terms of like topics to talk about. And I really felt this topic because, I mean, with the pandemic and everything like that, us being stuck in our houses and everything, I remember like the PlayStation 5 and the Series X, which you got. I'm gonna get one this month, actually. Just putting out there, a side note, that's gonna happen. But systems like that were like scarce in between, and then even the last gen systems, the PS4s, the PS4 Pros, Xbox Series, the Xbox X, the Xbox One X, stuff like that, you couldn't get it. So because all of us were stuck in the house and everything, and before that, even when we were kids, like being like a gamer and stuff like that was like some kind of weird thing that people didn't really talk about and everything like that, or really share unless with like-minded people. So I wanted us to kind of explore this, with two points, like talking about us gaming as a youth and how that helped, in terms of just like alchemating with society, our mental health, dealing with the stuff that are around us growing up as children, but then also, us as an adults too as well, and how we're kind of still doing what we did as a youth, but then now serving like another capacity now. You know what I mean? So I don't know if you want to start first. I can start first. I can start first.
Yeah, we'll go with you. I'll let you start, and then I'll feed off of that.
Oh, okay, nah, no problem.
Yeah.
No problem. So, a big thing is that, growing up as a child, my parents, like where we lived in Boston, specifically in the neighborhood of Mattapan, Massachusetts, it's pretty rough. Well, where I lived wasn't rough, but like the surrounding area in Mattapan was, and everything like that. And then my parents were first generation immigrants. All right, my dad's from Haiti, my mom's from Jamaica, and there was a big like stereotype thing amongst like Caribbean people of Black Americans don't mix with Caribbean people and stuff like that. So usually back then there wasn't a lot of Caribbean people that were living in Mattapan. So my mom and dad didn't really feel comfortable with me playing outside with the kids like in my neighborhood and stuff like that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So my dad ended up buying like I talk about the story all the time, but I mean it's relevant. He buys me Tandy 1000 or the version of the TRS-80 from Radio Shack. All right, basically it's like a home computer that you hook up to your regular television. And I had like 2 games that went with it. I think one was called Spelunking, and then look it up, y'all.
I know that game.
You know that game, Spelunking?
Yeah.
Spelunking, and I had Dungeons of Dragorth, basically the rip-off of Dungeons of Dragons. I don't know how they got away with that. But yeah, and I used to play those games like all the time, man. Especially like Dungeons and Dragons, because it was like the first one of the first iterations of like an RPG and everything. So you're going through the dungeons, and then you're getting weapons, and you're fighting like mythical beasts and everything like that, upgrading your guy, and it's like you are on an adventure and everything. And regardless of the fact that I couldn't go outside and hang out with all the other kids, like I really was like really immersed in that type of gameplay and everything like that. And eventually what ended up happening was I ended up saving up for a Nintendo Entertainment System, the NES, right, for my friend. He was upgrading up to a Genesis, so then I ended up buying his system and like all his games. And I've already played Super Mario Brothers and everything like that. Like Super Mario Brothers, dope game, comes with the package and everything like that. But what really got me hooked was playing Super Mario Brothers 2. Now, I will say it, but some of you probably already know, but Super Mario Brothers 2 wasn't the same in Japan. It was a different game in Japan, and we got something that was cloned off of something else in Japan. It was like Doki Doki Panic, maybe it was called, right?
Mm-hmm,
yeah, Doki Doki Panic, right? But playing Super Mario Brothers 2 was amazing, because it was like, wow, like Mario Brothers like totally flipped 180 over its head. Like there was still mushrooms there, like power up and stuff and everything, but the different locales, like the desert world, which was scary because you had like the quicksand and stuff like that. But then you use the quicksand to your advantage because you throw people into it. And the ice world, and then the boss battles, because the boss battles weren't stomping anybody or even jumping over Bowser, hitting the axe. It was literally throwing. It was 3, right? Ron? It's like you had to throw at least 3 things at them and everything. The boss I really liked was the rat with the sunglasses.
Oh yeah. I remember seeing it in Nintendo Power.
Yeah, remember Nintendo? Yeah, with the glasses, the sunglasses. Mm-hmm. And he threw mad bombs and stuff like that. So that was dope. Even in the commercial, I think they highlighted that too.
Yeah.
So playing that game, even though I was a latchkid child, I had to come home and be sure my little sister came home safe. And then besides that, I couldn't leave the house and everything. That was a real help, especially mentally, is that I couldn't really interact with a lot of people. So like through the gaming, I was able to, be able to escape. And then even, when I got to leave the house and maybe be at like a birthday party and stuff, like I had conversations to talk about, and I wasn't just this little awkward kid that never talked to like people and everything like that. And like I actually have something to say. So yeah, like from the youth, man, Mario 2, mad amazing. And yeah,
Yeah, no, I was gonna say I think that's a common denominator amongst people like you and I or other fellow gamers is that our youth was usually sheltered in some aspect, right? Like mine. So mine, I was kind of a self-conscious kid because I had really big ears and my nose was really big, and I was like this little skinny. So like a lot of at school, I would get made fun of a lot when I was younger. And one of the funnier ones was I don't remember if you remember Fievel the mouse.
Fievel the mouse.
There was a movie Fievel Goes Home or something. Anyways, I looked like that mouse.
Is that was it a Disney movie?
Yeah, it was like a musical.
Yeah. Fievel.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so like I got stuff like that when I was in school, and so like, but in my neighborhood that we would grow up in, wherever we lived, my father was military, so it was no problem for me to hang out with kids and go play sports or do whatever. But at school, it was like there were just too many people, and I was just not, I wasn't on top of the cool chart. My escape when I was younger was Tiger LCD games. That was my first intro into my own personal gaming, because otherwise the only other gaming I knew was at a friend's house. I would go to their house down the street. If we lived in housing in the military, I'd go down the street. We'd play like Ninja Gaiden on the original Nintendo, and that was great.
You said it right. You pronounced it right too.
Yeah, but
the Wiz.
But we couldn't afford a Nintendo or anything like that. So my introduction was Tiger LCD because it was affordable. And I remember just like if I come home from like just turning off like whatever had happened at school or whatever. I could just really immerse myself into that, even something as simple as LCD graphics.
Right.
But it transports you into this like my favorite one was Castlevania, and you feel like you're Simon Belmont. Yeah. And you feel like you're Simon Belmont, even though it's something as so simplistic as just jumping on these little black LCD blocks and the little whip. And before you know it, it's dinner, and you're hanging out with your family, and then and then you're back to the next day and start all over again. So that one, and then when I finally got my Game Boy, which I think I talked about in the first video I did with you. But one of the games that I was able to get was the 1989 Batman movie Game Boy.
Oh man.
Yeah.
What was that like? Because I seen one from like Batman the animated series one.
Right.
I've seen one of those, and it looked really janky. But like, what about this?
Yeah,
one?
this one was very similar to somewhat Super Mario Land, the first Super Mario Land. Batman was very small. It was a platformer, so Batman would jump just like Mario. But Batman, you had weapons, which was great. You had the grapple gun. You had all kinds of stuff to get you out of these jams. And then there were the few levels where also like remember Super Mario Land, where you were in that little like spaceship and you're flying through the level and you can shoot things. They did that with Batman too, in the Batwing.
And the Batwing, it was like a side scroller shooter. Kind of like
Life
Force.
Like that, and you would clip the balloons from the Joker and stuff like that. And
just like the movie.
Yeah, it was, but on a much micro scale. I think I know my sister, she would remember. I would just tune out everything, even if I was wherever I was in the house. That was my space, no matter what, because I was in the Game Boy. Right. So, and then that was my escape from whatever was going on, whether they're fighting over the TV or I don't care for what's going to be for dinner. Right. Whatever was going on in my world, that isn't the small potatoes, but that Game Boy screen was my escape, and it was very nice. It was a nice escape to just and then you felt good, especially if you beat a level and then you're in good spirits. You say goodnight the next day.
Back into the grind, like back into the grind.
So,
yeah. Oh,
so
man,
that's what gaming for me was in my youth.
That's so dope, man. I never had a Game Boy. I mean, the closest in terms of handheld systems will probably be definitely the Tiger LCDs. Definitely, I had Castlevania. I had Mega Man. All right.
Oh yeah.
Oh man, I had Mega Man. I mean, like they literally took the box art from Mega Man 2, and that's what the game was, and everything like that.
Yeah.
Mega Man didn't have a gun, but an Tiger LCD, that's what it was. So,
Yeah.
but I was still grateful in terms of being able to like you just said, the sound is a means to kind of like separate and space out from like what the hardships I've been going through the day and everything like that. Only thing I would get in trouble with is that like I steal the double A's from the remote controls when my joint died. Yeah, and put them in there, and then my mom would be like, "Yo, what happened to the remote control?" I don't know. Batteries, batteries are finite.
Double A batteries was it was almost like that was our own video game, like a side quest of constantly finding where can you find batteries in the house that no one's gonna know is missing.
No one's missing and everything like that. And we're like, Mom, just rub them. Just rub them. Just rub them.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, yo. Oh, that was funny. Okay, I digress. All right. So now we're adults in our mid-40s right now, right? Both of us. Hey, how y'all doing? Yup, we are. Okay, we're still cool. But with that, how's it been working for us as an adult? Like in terms of this passion that we've had since we were young, and now we're adults now. And then with the stereotypical blah 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 that everyone says and everything. Rob, I know.
Yeah.
Like, why are you doing this now? And like, why are you still doing this? I thought this was a phase. Like, it's not a phase. But why are we still doing this now, yo? Rob, lead it off, yo, and then I'm gonna feed off of you.
Okay.
Now, okay.
Yeah. I get that. I think one of the common, I guess, like you said, a stereotype or stigma is we're too old for it because it's considered kind of like a kid's. This is a kid's thing or a kid's hobby. So, and I'll tell people all the time. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm really into gaming. I manage a gaming page, and I think they're just in disbelief. They're like, well, they're like, oh, really? Or just kind of like they don't know how to respond because they themselves don't play the games.
It's a lackadaisical response. It's like
right, yeah,
yeah.
And I still as a grown person now. I mean, we deal with there's always something every day. Obviously, you can't.
Right.
You're not gonna get up every day and it's just gonna be smooth sailing.
Right.
There's always something.
And you're a family man too.
Yes, something's gonna break. An appointment has to be gone to, or there's something always going on. So gaming for me is like a way to just come home and just decompress at that point. Because the older I get, the more I guess reclusive I just like to hide. So I just because the world gets too people-y for me, and so when you've got a meter, and when that meter has reached the F, it's time to just kind of go and hide, and then that's where I go into like I think about stuff during a day that like kind of makes me happy to get me through certain situations. I'll think of like an old retro game and I'll be like, oh man, I love that game. It makes me happy. And then when I get home, like, I'm gonna play that game. I'll play that game and I'm gonna unwind and then we'll have some dinner. And then that's how it was like when I was younger. I would play a game, unwind, have dinner with my family. Like I said, you'd go to bed on a good note and the next day you start all over again. So as an adult, I still feel it's the same. But again, though, like it's weird to explain to other adults who don't have that, like why it's therapeutic for you, why it's almost how people like my wife loves books, and so she loves to come home to a good book. She like that's her escape, and so that's how I am. Like
bibliophile.
It should be normalized in a sense that you should be able to just tell people that like you're into Fable and you can't wait to go home and play Fable because you're in the story now,
right?
And you want to see how the story plays out, So for me, it's almost the same as being younger. I'm just dealing with it now, in my mid 40s, but on a different level.
Right. Right. I'm so glad you said that. Throughout the day, like you interact with so many people and everything like that, and um, like I think you know this, like, and everyone else knows, empaths, like we pull everybody's feelings in you, and then you're trying to process it, and sometimes you don't have time to process it, so then it's just like, damn, like I got this huge weight on my shoulder coming home, and how am I supposed to like deal with it? And I look at gaming like the same way, like to come home, decompress, and I think about games like it could be something as old school as Pac-Man or something like modern what we're playing right now. But it's just a feeling, and it's just like as you're playing that game, like that stress melts away, and then like you're just back as this little, like I'm gonna say like 12-year-old kid on the beanbag sitting down crisscross applesauce, and just like in front of the 13-inch, hopefully it's a color TV that you're looking at.
Yeah.
I played on black and white. I'm bad, you know. All right.
Yeah.
I'm still playing the game and everything like that. And I feel you, like, right now, like me as an adult, like I'm a teacher, and there's a lot that I have to deal with in terms of, especially with this pandemic, with the students coming back to school, and some of these students haven't even experienced school and stuff like that. So with that, like I'm just seeing like a whole bunch of panic attacks, and like just people
anxiety,
outbursts, stress, and everything like that. And I have to be, as an adult in the room, hold it down and everything like that. I have to hold it down, like, and it's hard. It's really hard, yo. Rob, it is really hard, but
it is.
One thing I can always say is that at the end of the day, after all my responsibilities are done, coming back home, you know, definitely being with my partner, she's awesome and everything like that. She used to be a teacher too as well, so she understands the stress, and being able to come down and then focus and play a game that just brings me enjoyment. I'm not really concerned about when I'm gonna beat the game. Like, I'm really that's why I probably play so many, like you, play so many games, because I just want the feeling and then come back to it and everything like that. Maybe I'll eventually beat it and stuff. So, like, the game I've been playing, and I mentioned it earlier, has been really just giving me the nostalgia vibes and just been really like soothing me, as like, it's this Guardian of the Galaxy game. Yo, the 80s music. Now look, 80s music was what it was. Like, it was everything. It was pop, it was metal, hair metal, hip hop, rap, everything like that. And I didn't realize like how much like pop music that I really liked back in the day. Because in the morning time, my alarm would go off, and then 6 o'clock in the morning, alarm would go off, and the radio station that I listened to would always play Queen. Bohemian Rhapsody. It would always play it every morning. You know what I mean? And like throughout the day, like I may need to run my Sony Walkman on radio because I'm losing battery. So I just need to just play the radio, and I'm just listening to the local radio station. So I am listening to hip hop and rap, but I'm also listening to the pop music and then like the metal and everything like that. So when I play that game, it's just like literally like transporting right back to high school, you know, with a comic book theme. Because I think Guardians of the Galaxy, in terms of like a comic book series, came a little bit after when I first entered into high school and everything. I was focusing on like Deadpool and stuff like that, but yeah, yo, like it's just a really cool way to be able to disconnect, and I'm not hurting nobody, you know. I'm just, you know, in this space and everything, and yeah, like bibliophiles might read books and read for like hours and everything. Like, I'm playing my game for hours, and then understanding the story, and then learning a bunch of stuff, and yeah, so I gotta give the props, yo, because I don't know what I would do as an adult right now if like I don't like going to lounges. Like,
yeah.
Go
That's what
Rob,
I was asked by one of my friends. Were like, I was talking to
Mhm.
their in-laws, and
Mhm.
they're like, when I told them what I do and how like I have like a whole room of just gaming stuff and collectibles and everything else, and they were like, one of the first questions I get to is like, oh well, what does your wife think about that? And I'm like, well, she doesn't care. I mean, I could be doing way worse things. Like, if all I'm doing is coming home and if I'm collecting toys and playing video games, I think things are all right.
Yeah, I'm home. All right.
Yeah.
I guess yo, the Wiz understands. My partner understand that. She's like, yo, he's home, and I know that and everything.
Yeah.
How many people how many people can solidly say that about their partner? Like, you know what I mean? So yeah, yo. So I'm truly blessed to be able to, like, again, connect with people like you, and then online and everything like that, and then just share our story, and like, like in terms of like mental health and everything like that, there's not a one all fix all. There's a bunch of things that you could do. So, like, again, we're here talking about like gaming and everything like that, but you could be like someone that like watches like movies and stuff. Like, that's your thing.
Sure.
You know?
Or like we said, books. You're into books. That's good. Go home. Have your escape.
Good.
What's your escape?
Are you
gaming should be normalized as that escape with like everyone else. That's that's what we feel.
Absolutely.
Nothing wrong with it.
There's nothing wrong with that. There's the same thing in my maturity. There's the same thing about your maturity. Like, we're adults. We handle our adult things and everything like that. But yeah. But besides,
it's funny. I think I'd like to talk real quick too. Is during the pandemic, I remember that's when you and I actually first, I think, really connected. Was I had posted about the new Stranger Things game. And you I remember you asked me, you were like, whoa, like what system is this on and stuff, and then that was because that's when I was home. I was locked down too, and I had nothing, and I was like, it was like a very that game appealed to me because, like you said, like with Super Mario 2, it had a very retro feel to it with like an old graphics,
like an old school Sega Genesis game, something like
that. RPG, and I was like, this is going to be a perfect game because this is going to be an immersive escape because there was really nowhere to go. I mean, you could go to the store or you could go whatever real quick, but you had to get in and get out. But I remember you commenting on that, and then that's when we really start. So like you said, that escape for us brought you and I together, what we have now, which is really awesome. So yeah, it is. That's when we really clicked.
I know. I remember that too, man. Like, stuck in the house, and I was like, "What?" A Stranger Things game, and I smashed the series. Like, smashed as soon as the series comes out. I'm just gonna binge watch like one day, done, and everything. But yeah, yo, that's actually the first time we did talk.
Yeah, that's when we really got into it, and then after that, it was just a lot of back and forth and just some random, random stuff. And then you moved up to top fan.
Yes. Thank you, y'all.
Thank you.
Right here. Top fan.
Sometimes I feel like you're my only one.
Don't care, dog. Yo, man. It's one is better than none.
No, absolutely. No, I'm very appreciative for what I have. Believe me, because again, it's not a monetary. I don't make any money or anything for it. I like being in the community and sharing and having people share with that's the best part. So
me too, because like a lot of my students, not a lot of them, but like some of my students, some of them are socially awkward and stuff like that, and like, expressing themselves is kind of hard, and I feel like me being a role model to them is just like, look, like dead fish only go with the flow. Dead fish only go with the flow, and I'm not taking credit for that. It came from Facebook, y'all. Okay, but it makes a lot of sense. Dead fish only go with the flow. So I'm telling my students, like, yo, be yourself. Don't even matter and everything like that. Like, you saw this week, Rob. It was Spirit Week this week, and it was just like I had that.
Them dressing like he was one of my favorites.
With the whole picture up.
That was cool.
But being yourself, and then whatever that is the most important thing. And I think that, like, if anything, what we are promoting is that this is what we love, and then we're trying to share that with you, and then maybe you can go and do that for yourself. Maybe it is with gaming, maybe it's not, but we're here doing our thing, yo. All right, as mid-40 adults, okay. So that don't even matter, yo. Yeah, yo. So besides that, Rob, man, I guess we're gonna wrap it up right now. We already talked about our like games we're playing and stuff, and then I guess we're just gonna think about our next episode, man. I'm thinking maybe them toys that we were talking about too. Just even collectibles. I think we can do that, right? Like talk about collectibles.
Absolutely.
Yeah, because I know you and I, we got some choice stuff that we're really proud of and everything. That Ghostbusters Blu-ray box set, the Trap. Dope. Yeah, you definitely gotta show it. Gotta show it off.
I got really lucky with that because it was a nightmare. Well, that's a story for another time, though.
Yeah, we can talk about that. Like maybe we'll pick our three like top collectibles, ones we're most proud of.
Yeah, okay.
And then we can talk about that, right? All right, cool. Besides that, yo, it's my man Retro Mod Rob. All right. Technish, all right, from CappsOffGaming. And then this is our latest episode on the podcast. Please be on the lookout. Like, sub, comment, and share. The comment stuff is really important, and the sharing is really important. Please do that, because I know there's some jewels that my man Rob and I have talked about, and you may need to share with other people, because it's really important, especially after this pandemic right now. A lot of stuff is about like maintaining self and who you are and what makes you you, and be happy and celebrating that. And that's what we're doing right now. Like, word up.
Absolutely. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
All day.
All day. All right. All right, Rob. Besides that, check you on the flip side. Peace out.
All right, man. Good to see you.
Good to see you. Okay.